pitching staff. 5 pitchers limited Milwaukee to 4 hits. Milwaukee is scoreless in 16 of the last 18 innings in the series. The Dodgers can finish off Milwaukee tonight. First pitch at 5:30. The Lakers and Clippers wrap up their preseason schedule tonight. The Lakers are at home against Sacramento. Their regular season opener is Tuesday against Golden State. The Clippers are at Golden State tonight. They play their regular season opener Wednesday at Utah. The Rams are flying to London this morning after a week-long stay in Baltimore. They play Jacksonville Sunday morning. The Chargers are at home Sunday against the 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tavis Smiley with a final word here about the upcoming Left Coast Forum on Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. As you know by now, our major keynoters include Professor Richard Wolf and Dr. Cornel West. LA Mayor Karen Bass will be there as well. But listen to some of these plenaries: fighting for Black students and educational equity, resilience under Trumpism, how to stay sane under fascism, the battle for democracy, what's at stake in 2026, healthcare under attack, fighting Trump's cuts, and building patient power from seed to system, building a local food economy in South LA, theater as a force for change, voices from Palestine. The Constitution is not self-reinforcing, racism on the left, building communities of care, federal changes and their impact on healthcare in LA County, Committee for the First Amendment, and more. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. We'll see you there.
Crawling through the systematic pain, crawling through the straight, I'm drowning way through the light. And the nation's so loud that you can't hear the sound of the clock. All the dreamers are gone to the side of the road which we relay on. And the million by media virtual microphone. All we wanted was a chance to talk. There we've only got a night and talk. Feet up at a million miles we walk. Feeling at the end of the day. Charade. Say this beware, say a prayer if you ever a believer. With a faith that the size of the sea get up to be. When I get into savage, it's bound by the way of the deceiver. So I just be sure that you're sure we're not in control. All we wanted was a chance to talk. Staring only got our mind in chalk. We'd have played a million miles we walk. Feeling at the end of the day.
KBLA Talk 1580. Little D'Angelo to introduce our Freedmen Friday today. Kind of felt like the charade was relevant in some ways to the conversation. But not fully relevant, but definitely relevant on some levels. And rest in peace, D'Angelo. Man, I've been playing. Maybe that's why I'm grouchy, Miles. I've been playing D'Angelo every chance I get all week and just feeling sad. Anyway, I'm being joined for this Freedmen Friday, but lead organizer with CJEC, the Coalition for Just and Equitable California. Also, ARC, the American Redress Coalition of California. Their California grassroots organizations that work for reparations and reparative justice for descendants of U.S. chattel slavery living in California, of which there are plenty, by the way. Chris Lodgson, welcome back.
Dominique, good morning. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to have you in. I see you got your cut the check hat on.
Cut the check. Real reparations.
Real reparations. So yeah, I mean, I guess we do have a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
I'm sure you want to talk about the bills. I was surprised to hear that there was a town hall meeting going on in LA talking about those bills because that's done and done. I mean, right? Or is it not? And of course, for those who don't follow reparations play by play, the California Legislative Black Caucus did come back with some bills after failing to introduce all of them the prior session. They did come back with the road to repair. They had stuff on the governor's desk. The governor declined to sign most of them. He signed 2 bills, maybe 3. Some count 3. We'll see how you count them. And the rest he vetoed. Yeah. So that's a done deal, right? I mean, for now, they're dead.
It depends on what. It depends. So yes, there's no way to do the bills that just got vetoed this year. Those bills are dead. Yes.
Monday.
Right.
To be
right. Yeah. They are dead. They are in the bill. They go where bills go to die. They are in bill heaven. Okay. But
right.
What was in the bills though can live and go forward, right?
Okay.
So and so these bills, these things are vehicles, these things are tools to do things. So the things that were in the bills, we may see them again. That's one thing that I've been really thinking about and asking folks about as I've been trying to check in with folks and get a sense of how folks have been thinking about this and what happened this week. So I've been wondering what, or whether we will see these same bills again that got vetoed next year.
I mean, the reason I laugh when you said that is because that study bill that the governor signed is definitely a return of something that happened last year. It's the amendment that the governor tried to put on the Bradford bill, returning as a bill all of its own. Yeah. So not only could they return, they do return. Yeah. We just saw it.
Absolutely, 100%. And you're absolutely right. What the study bill that the governor signed. So the governor did sign 2 bills, a reparations genealogy study bill, Senate Bill 437, and a Bureau for Descendants of American Slavery bill, SB 518. And the governor signed both of those bills. And the study bill, though, you're absolutely right. It is a return of what we rejected last year. Last year, at the end of the year, we were trying to get our agency bill signed. The governor's office said, we don't want to do an agency. We would like to do a study. Here's your study language. We said no to the study language. The governor and the Legislative Black Caucus did not allow the bills to get to his desk. Long story short, this year, we see, as you say, this study come back again in the form of Senate Bill 437. And it's a 3 to 5 year study. Originally, it didn't have any end date at all. It was just like open-ended, end whenever. So now it has an end date, 3 to 5 years in the CSUs. They're supposed to study genealogy. We opposed the bill, of course, all year. We said that we don't need another study. We just did a study. We especially don't need a study that's almost twice as long as the entire California.
So what determines whether it's 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years?
It's in the bill. So it says that the study has to conclude by the start of the 2029-2030 academic school year. So that's 4 or 5 years from now that the study must be completed. But
it means it could end sooner, but
absolutely could. But
when have they ever taken less time to do a study than they have?
Right. And it also could be extended too. They could extend it longer as well. What we also think is that the CSUs, say that they need this amount of time to do this study. Of course, we've said that this study is completely unnecessary. The genealogists who would be the people who would be doing the work on this have said this is a waste of time. This is a waste of money also. And we've also said that this study stops and blocks everything that comes next. So now nothing can happen until this study happens. And that is a problem.
Well, okay. What does that mean? Nothing can happen. I know there are some things that would definitely be held up, but to say nothing can happen,
I make the case that nothing specifically for descendants of people who are enslaved in this country can happen until after this study is done.
Because they're defining who those people
Because
are.
they're going to say, how do we know about this? Who these people are? We got a study going
You
on.
could still put like a funding mechanism in place, like what Bradford was trying to do. You could still set up infrastructure. You could still pass bills like the McKinnon bill that he vetoed.
But nothing can go to anybody particularly, right? So nothing.
You can't cut the check.
Right. You can't cut the check. You can't. You can't do. You can't. Nobody can take advantage of any of the benefits individually directly, and that's what we ultimately want, right? We want people to be able to
absolutely,
So,
but I don't co-sign. We can't get anything done because I think that means we would just sit around and wait for a 3 to 5 year study, when in fact, and I know we'll get into this.
Sure.
I know we don't agree on AB7, but AB7, had it passed, at least you could set it in motion. You could start putting the levers in place to be ready to deliver. You know what I'm saying? You can set up infrastructure. You can create laws. Same with that in eminent domain, right? Which last time the governor vetoed the help for racially motivated eminent domain by saying there was no body,
system,
no agency, no bureau. Now there's a bureau, and he vetoed it anyway.
Two years in a row. Two years in a row. Two different excuses, by the way. Right. Two years in a row.
What was the excuse this time? Maybe I didn't
from
see
the veto message. I believe it was, this is too expensive, too complicated. There's no funding in the budget for this system that you want to create to create a legal process. And let's be clear, the AB 62 did not authorize anybody. So this is a bill by Tina McKenna that would have created a legal claims process for you to then go through to maybe get your property back at the end. It would not have returned or authorized the return of any property to you. The governor said that was too expensive, too complicated, and that was why he vetoed. Let me just say one thing real quick too. You mentioned AB7. I would love to talk about it.
Yeah, we could talk more about that
because you're definitely curious about it. But I'm interested to hear what you think about what the governor said about the bill. Also, I think it was very, very interesting what he said in that veto message. So.
I mean, so basically what you're saying is that Bruce's Beach was a one-off, or that was just a photo op. I mean, I don't, because that was expensive and complicated, and we did it.
Yeah, and this is going to be expensive. This is going to be complicated. I mean, how would this not be expensive and complicated? Slavery was expensive and complicated. Jim Crow was expensive and complicated.
Well, slavery was expensive for us and really profitable for others.
Right.
So,
right.
And not that complicated. You work, I don't pay you. I do whatever I want
simple.
to you. Yeah, not that complicated for them.
Right.
So, what to me this? Well, let me ask you what you think rather than telling you what I think.
Sure.
What does this say to you about what would have happened a year ago on August 31st had the caucus gone ahead and put that stuff on the governor's desk?
I think I think he would have signed the bills.
But what would wildly make you think that? Because he didn't sign them this time. Why would he have signed them a year ago when, he was just as ambitious to be president then as he is now?
I think it would have been more likely for him to sign the bills last year than this year. I think your point is actually the answer. The closer you get to elections, the less likely you are to do things like reparations. Okay. And so I think the best shot was that year. That was the off election year or the year right after the election. That's my guess. We'll never know. But I think our best shot.
I think we know. I think we saw what he would do. I think we saw what he would do on Monday. Yeah. The Governor Newsom is a lot of things, but dumb ain't one of them.
No, not at all.
And
not at all.
And he's a long planner.
Yeah.
He wanted to run when Kamala ran. He
I think that's true.
So
that's true.
And it's no mystery that reparations would be a ball and chain if he really did anything substantive.
Well, now what happens is, and this is what we've been thinking through also, because you mentioned rightly so, the Black Caucus repair package had something like 7 bills, 5, 6, 7 bills. He vetoed the entire package except for the study and the bureau. Right. So I think that says something about what he's thinking. He gets to claim, I did something for reparations. I'm the first to do a bureau. I'm the first to do a study. I'm the first to start the process, without actually having to actually do reparations.
Right. Yeah. So he's trying to have it both ways so he can, and that may work for Black people in other states. I mean, I noticed the podcast that he went on with somebody who wasn't going to say, that didn't know the details. Right. He didn't go on your podcast. Right. No. He didn't come on my podcast.
Right. He should come here and sit down and talk to you. He should talk to the people about what he did and why he did it. And let's be clear too. I think the folks in the Black Caucus should also be talking right now. I haven't heard a lot of statements publicly from the Black Caucus in response to the governor's vetoes. There was very loud statements against the people last year.
Assembly member Bryant made a pretty strong statement, but you're all invited. You're all invited. Come on down.
Where is the chair of the caucus? Right. Where is the statements? Where is the I don't know. We different, Dominic. We are a different kind of political group and people. I think the caucus and the legislators kind of getting used to us, or are starting to get more used to us and understand that we kind of different. When you do something harmful politically, and we think you did something harmful politically, we say it. We say it. CJEC did not have a position on those other bills, because to us, those other bills are not reparations, right? So, affirmative action or college admission preferences.
That wasn't affirmative. You know what? We can't launch into this because I'm up against the clock, but we'll launch when we come forward. Yes, indeed.
Let's do it.
Chris Lodgson is here. The main thing I want to know, though, is what's next. Like, how do we keep the momentum going? Sure. What's constructive? How do we build? Yeah. You can build or you can destroy. How do we build? That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAJOR25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-259-9922. 800-259-9922. That's 800-259-9922.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy place every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
The conversation continues right now with Dominic DePrima on First Things First.
And it's not me so much as Chris Lodgson. He's here. We're talking reparations. It's a Freedmen Friday. And we might have been a little bit all over the place because there's so much to unpack here. So there's a group of bills called the Road to Repair, which some people didn't even like the name. And it was on the governor's, not all of them, depending on who you ask, between 5 and 7. Some folks are claiming victory for one of the data bills.
We are. Yeah, that's our bill. We actually wrote that bill.
But that's not part of the Road to Repair.
No, and it's not, and it's definitely not reparations either. No.
Right, and it's not reparations. But so why would CJEC?
Yeah.
Why would you support that and claim victory around it if it's not reparations?
Yeah, great question. So we have had a project that we've been working on for years now, really since 2021. And this is, we think, supportive of the reparations effort, although it's not reparations. So we have a big problem. We have zero data, or up until now, we've had zero data, zero information about who are the descendants of people who were enslaved in this country in California. Official like government data, like how many, where do they work, how much are they getting paid at their jobs, what are their health conditions like, all the demographic things that we care about.
Disaggregated data specific 100%. To people who are descendants of chattel slavery.
Absolutely right.
And we had one victory with that last year within government, right?
So so we wrote a bill in 2022 that the governor signed.
Okay, 2022.
That started that started to take effect in 2024. So that's probably what you were talking about. And the bill that bill required every state agency to create a category of data specifically for descendants.
Right.
This new bill,
and which I love that. I think that's so important. Yeah.
Thank you. And we had it was a long fight to get that done. We had a bill to do that the year before that the governor vetoed, right? And then came back and then did it, and then signed it the next year. This bill, though, that we got signed into law this week will require every city and county in the state of California, including Los Angeles, to now create a category of data collection specifically for descendants, starting with county and city employees first, and then we'll be expanding it out afterwards. So all 538 cities and counties are now required to recognize us as a people, as the specific and unique people that we are.
And so one is on the government bureau level and the other's on the city and county level.
City, county, right. So one is at the state agency level, and then the other is at the city and county level.
And to me, that's reparations. I'm not saying it's a check, but if you do not take the steps to make a thing possible, it will not be possible.
So let's make a distinction.
To me, that is reparations. And you're getting into word salad when it's not reparations.
No,
it's not.
This is very important.
These are the steps we have to take.
That's
because
very
if
important.
We're not defined, then how can we be repaired?
You are speaking my language. That's why we're doing these bills, right? We're doing the bills to get us defined. But let's make a big distinction. The things you need to do to implement reparations are not the actual reparations. You need the systems to do the things.
I mean, I see.
But the reparations are actually the cash payments, the tangible assets.
It's not word salad. It's specificity. Okay. Well, you call it what you want. To me,
it's clarity.
If I'm going to build a house and I just put down one brick, I'm building my house.
You're building the house.
That's not the whole house. That's just one brick. But it's a start. And if I don't start with that foundation, then it will never happen.
But it's not the house, right? It's not the house, right? And it's also not what's inside the house, right? You want the stuff inside the house. You don't just want the house. You want to be able to go in it, take advantage of it, sleep in the bed, open the fridge, get some stuff out the fridge, drive the car in the garage. That's the stuff. And so that's the reparations.
You didn't count that as the reparations bill on the governor's desk.
Absolutely not.
But you did count the bureau, even though you didn't want the bureau.
The bureau is not reparations. The government creating more government is not reparations. The government studying itself is not reparations. Alone, AB 57 is not reparations. Can't be reparations because I got to pay it back. Right? A legal process, AB 62, is not reparations. Faster professional licenses, AB 742, is not reparations. I call it affirmative action, but you could call it college admission preferences.
It can't be affirmative action because it's only for descendants of enslaved person of chattel slavery.
Affirmative action style program. Okay, so whatever you want to call it.
No, but there is
college admissions.
To Chad's point, that's specificity. If it's affirmative action, it's for any underrepresented group.
I'll take your point.
Okay.
Yes, we will call it what you call it. it's still not called reparations. These things may be still good things to do, though.
So why oppose it?
We didn't oppose these bills. We didn't oppose any.
AB 7?
No.
Well, I heard a lot of opposition on this show.
From who? So let's be very clear about this. When you take a position, an opposition position, or any position, that's an official stance. That means you send a letter to the state capitol saying we are opposed, and that is officially recorded on the state record. And people know when we oppose a bill, it's not quiet.
Yeah, no.
We are all on it.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to, get into splitting hairs about who
any
did
of
what.
these bills.
I heard a lot of opposition to that. I heard opposition to, the licenses and all that. And I think we're getting a little bogged down in, in terminology.
I think this is important though, Dominique. I think, and I was saying to somebody the other day, we as a community right now are going through a process of defining what we mean by what we say reparations.
Yeah.
We as a people.
Fair.
So we have to have a battle inside. This is reparations. No, that's reparations. No, this. If we don't get clear about what we mean by it, how are we going to convince the other people about it?
Princess L. Bay says real reparations are direct cash payments, services, and compensation for crimes against humanity. I don't disagree with that. But, you want to train, you got to lay down tracks.
Absolutely. And listen, the proposal to create a state institution to administer reparations comes from the California Reparations Task Force, comes from Chair Camilla Moore, and comes from us.
Okay,
that's our proposal. We were the main community co-sponsors on the agency bill, Senate Bill 1403 last year. The problem with this agency bill, though, or this bureau bill, was first that they tried to put it in a law enforcement agency. That's horrible,
right? And
horrible.
And you won that victory,
right? And thank you very much.
Over to civil rights,
right? And also, they don't have the bureau specifically for descendants. It's not specifically for descendants of American people who were enslaved in this country. It says it in the language, and that's a non-starter for us. You're going to call it a bureau.
Well, it's there now. So what do you do? What do you do moving forward?
Well, there's a lot to do. There's a lot that can happen, and we'll have to talk about what the options are.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that can happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see you're watching the clock. You're more radio savvy than some of our radio hosts. I'm not mad at that. But because we are up against news, traffic, and sports, you and I debated this before the election. You didn't like it. It was a bureau, not an agency. You didn't think it was specific enough.
Yeah.
It does say descendants of chattel slavery. And it is a concrete outcome. It is a thing that proves that we are fighting for reparations in the state of California. It is a thing that can be used, but I want to hear what your thoughts are on how we move forward, because I know you have some very specific plans, and folks may want to get involved in those.
Yeah.
So we'll tee that up for you when we come forward after news, traffic, and sports, only right here.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. California Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing back on President Trump's claim he'll send National Guard troops to San Francisco.
There's no existing protest at a federal building. There's no operation that's being impeded. I guess it's just a training ground for the President of the United States. It's rather delusional.
Newsom says there's no justification and calls it a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, which bars military involvement in domestic policing. A black man wrongly convicted of stabbing his neighbor in Kentucky is now exonerated. The state Supreme Court declined to review John Brandon Lamott's case, ending his years-long fight for freedom after the accuser recanted her testimony. And Brandy and Monica are back together for the Boy Is Mine tour. The R&B icons kicked off the U.S. tour Thursday in Cincinnati, Ohio, with their next stop tonight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Do you really know what's in your tap water? We believe your water should support your health, not work against it. Upgrade your home with a LifeSource whole house system. Clean water from every tap, no salt, no hassle. Call 1-800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com.
Warranty limitations apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are one win away from going back to the World Series. They beat Milwaukee 3-1 Thursday night to take a 3-0 lead in the National League Championship Series. Another dominant performance by the Dodgers pitching staff. 5 pitchers limited Milwaukee to 4 hits. Milwaukee is scoreless in 16 of the last 18 innings in the series. The Dodgers can finish off Milwaukee tonight. First pitch at 5:30. The Lakers and Clippers wrap up their preseason schedule tonight. The Lakers are at home against Sacramento. Their regular season opener is Tuesday against Golden State. The Clippers are at Golden State tonight. They play their regular season opener Wednesday at Utah. The Rams are flying to London this morning after a week-long stay in Baltimore. They play Jacksonville Sunday morning. The Chargers are at home Sunday against the 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Whoa,
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
It's never too early to start talking about money in realistic ways with your kids. JP Morgan Chase navigates how to educate your kids now about creating long-lasting, healthy money habits. Whether your kids are in elementary school, high school, or college, now is a great time to start a conversation about ways to create healthy money habits as they grow, ultimately benefiting their financial future. Talking about money in a realistic way to support your kids' lifestyle and dreams, your first banking account geared towards high school or college. It's never too early. Explaining the basics, what you earn and what you spend, building financial confidence starts with getting organized. Learning and practicing vital money skills now will stay with them for life. Tools they will have to stay on top of their finances and achieve their goals. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
Tavis Smiley with a final word here about the upcoming Left Coast Forum on Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. As you know by now, our major keynoters include Professor Richard Wolff and Dr. Cornel West. LA Mayor Karen Bass will be there as well. But listen to some of these plenaries: fighting for Black students and educational equity, resilience under Trumpism, how to stay sane under fascism, the battle for democracy, what's at stake in 2026, healthcare under attack, fighting Trump's cuts, and building patient power from seed to system, building a local food economy in South LA, theater as a force for change, voices from Palestine. The Constitution is not self-reinforcing, racism on the left, building communities of care, federal changes and their impact on healthcare in LA County, Committee for the First Amendment, and more. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. We'll see you there.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, before we go any further, happy solar return, Chris Lodgson. It's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
It's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
What a great way to celebrate on the air.
That's right. Talking reparations, talking our people.
Talking 1 year wiser.
Yes. And I thank God. I really do thank God. I want to just real quick. I just thank God. Thank my ancestors. Thank my family. And thank just everybody who has, poured into me for all these years. And, if you would have told me I'll be doing anything like this 10, 15, 20 years ago, Dominique, I used to be unhoused. I used to be out living. I
didn't know that.
I got my start advocacy-wise, policy-wise, inside of New York City homeless shelters while I was living inside the same shelters because the food was terrible. It was unsafe, and it was not helping you get out of this place. And so, one day I tell people all the time, I grabbed a piece of paper like that. I grabbed a pen like that. I put a line on the top and straight like this, a line down the middle straight like that. I put your name on the left side. I put your signature on the right side. I wrote at the top all the problems in the shelter. And then I just went I went to the lunchroom, and we like 100 dudes lined up for lunch. And I just went from person to person to person and said, sign. I had never did nothing like that before, but I remember seeing somebody do it. And that was my start. So 2009, that was my start in this type of stuff.
In activism. Yeah. And I was sharing with you that I just have noticed a lot of Libras are activists.
Right.
A whole bunch of them. So it makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah. So HBD to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. I hope you have a great one. I know
will.
You're spending it in LA. So
Yes.
I hope the best of LA rolls
Fantastic.
out
Come
its
on,
red,
LA.
black, and green carpet.
Come on. Show this New Yorker some love, right?
Shows you some love. Yeah. Because we know how to do that.
Do.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what is the gift? It's your birthday. What is the gift of this reparation season?
Well, I think the gift is that although it may feel like, it seem like to people, I think that like we're at and it is a rough time. Like it is a rough time. It may feel like to people that, hope is lost or that things are slowing down, stopping. But I think the gift is that that's not true. We are at a place where we've always had to come to. We've always had, if you ask me, we've always had to come to a place where we've had to have a fight about the policies of reparations. The fight's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly. Okay? It's going to be messy. One of the things Don Tamaki, of all people, who was on the California Reparations Task Force, told us early on, 2021, when we started to, talk to the task force, he said, there are people in the Japanese reparations movement who do not talk to this day.
To each other.
Because of the fights back then. Now, I don't think we need to be there, right? But I do know that these kind of fights are very, very necessary. This particular fight is necessary, not just the fight about what we mean by reparations, but the political power fight. Who represents Black people in the state of California in the state legislature? Who is representing their interests, and how, and is it right? And can we, do it differently? That is a fight. And how much power do we have as a people in the state of California to actually get reparations accomplished? This is a fight. No matter where you are in the reparations battle, you will come to this fight at some point. We're just here first because we got out the gate first in California. But if you're fighting for reparations, you will come to this part of the fight.
Yeah. Brandy Kane says in the YouTube chat, Indian Claims Commission, 1946, 1978, created to compensate tribes for stolen lands, paid out $1.3 billion across 600 cases.
Okay, yeah.
Which is, she points out, the equivalent to tens of billions today.
Yeah.
People talk about the Japanese, although that was a very small payout and a very limited scope in terms of who received the payment.
But they got paid.
Yeah.
They got paid. And in the case, and for our Japanese American brothers and sisters, and for indigenous family, and for the Jewish survivors of the Holocaust, etc., every single one of these groups got paid. There was direct compensation. There was wealth restitution. There was a recognition that real reparations meant that you attack the root of the thing itself. You have to uproot the root of the thing. The root of the thing is economic exploitation, political exploitation. You have to attack it directly. And the best way to attack it directly is to directly return the wealth to the people that you took it from. If you don't do that, and this is part of our base case. This is why this is a part of this good battle. Our base case is you can change all the other systems you want, but if you don't do that, then it won't matter. You'll just be, sort of window dressing, moving the chairs around on the Titanic type.
So what do you say to Dr. Sandy Darity, who says all of our state and local efforts may end up making federal reparations fail because they're going to say, we already gave you that?
So with respect to Dr. Darity, and we've worked with Dr. Darity in the past. We've worked with the task force. A lot of our work, I think, has been inspired by his work and his books. I disagree with him though here, respectfully. But we also understand his concern, and it's absolutely valid.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the same concern that if it's not real reparations, don't call it that.
So now his definition of real reparations excludes anything that's not at the federal level. Now we disagree with that. We take the position that every entity that owes got to pay.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, it sounds right to me.
Right, and it's okay to have that kind of disagreement.
Right, we're never all going to be on the same page when we're all thinkers.
Right,
but we need to be able to row the boat in the same direction to get some things done. I know you are going to be at Taste of Soul. What's
Yeah.
happening at Taste of Soul is tomorrow, by the way.
Yes. So we're gonna be at Taste of Soul, doing what we do, which is raising awareness, community outreach for reparations in California, talking to our people. This is what we do best, I think, is go directly to our people and bring what we call real reparations information. This is important for us. I talk to people who tell me, and I think they're right, that they don't hear about reparations enough. They don't know about what's going on. They, and so part of what we do is say, well, we're gonna bring it to you, and this is what we're doing at Taste of Soul. Tomorrow we're gonna be all over the Taste of Soul. Please do come out, find us, look for the CJEC shirts, look for the flyers, look for the QR codes, follow us on IG, all that good stuff, and just come get the real reparations information, and then get connected and then get involved.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why we do Freedmen Friday. You can't talk about it enough.
Come on.
Let's get everybody in. Let's agree. Let's disagree. But let's know what the heck is going on.
And thank you for doing this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's been a great learning project for me. Billion Godson is in the chat. He says, Taste of Soul canvassing 10 to 7. Message us for locations. Cut the check. Meet and greet 5:30 at 4276 Crenshaw. And night market. Yeah, they're doing a night market across the street at the old, I forget what it's called, but on Crenshaw.
Yes, and then there's actually a meet and greet going on as well, as Brother Billion just pointed out. There's a meet and greet going on as well, starting around 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6 to 9, if I'm not mistaken. Also, so that's an opportunity to come meet some community champions who are champions of reparations, of real reparations. People in your community, in your LA, and in and around your LA community, who you can look to as sources and champions of real reparations. So come to the meet and greet, come get some food, music, just socialize a little bit after the Taste of Soul, get off your feet. Come be around some good vibes, some good energy, and good reparations, real reparations information.
Thanks, Brandy. She says the night market is at 4345 Crenshaw, where the Total Experience used to be. So yeah, lots of things to do, but there's another piece, another next step piece that you're working on.
Yeah, so you asked a great question, which is what comes next, right? Where do we go next? And I've been thinking about this. It depends on what you mean by we, right? There's the we of the reparations movement in California, so there's the folks who are thinking and doing things like we want for reparations, and there are folks who are doing things that they think are reparations, Black Caucus, etc.
Well, okay, so what's next for CJEC? Let me put it that way, since you've been, you've taken a position on a few of these bills. You haven't officially taken a position on others, but the streets are taking a position as individuals, and many of them are members of CJEC.
Absolutely, as they absolutely can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's next for CJEC?
So I think for us, I think we are very excited about offering and talking to our people and working with our people to create what we call a better way forward. A way forward toward reparations, to achieve reparations in California, that does not require another study, does not require 3 to 5 years, that can actually start sooner rather than later, and that actually does what we, I think, all want to do, which is to really improve our people's lives in a physical, tangible way. I can't give you all the details now, but what I can do is ask folks to go to our new website called realreparations.info. That's realreparations.info, and sign up for updates, because we're very, very excited about not just, and this is something that we are different with too. So our ideas for reparations, our thoughts for reparations come from and are built with our people themselves. So we're looking forward to working with our people listening and watching right now. Dominique, yourself, others, listening to you, working with you over the next several months, etc., to propose and to present an alternative pathway that's still not too late. Right?
Okay, because you just said that the 437, which creates a study in the UC system, which I opposed, you opposed,
Sure.
Every reparation activist I know opposed, almost, is not too late for that to not block other things we're doing, even though you just said it blocks everything we're doing. So what is the way around that? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So realreparations.info. Okay, go there, sign up.
So
for
you're
updates,
not gonna
okay?
you're not gonna tell us today.
You will be among the first to see and to hear what the better way forward is. But there is a better way forward. Now let me give some quick civic knowledge here too. If the heavens favored, and for some reason the people who wrote the study bill and the bureau bill this year wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, we really messed up, we should do something different, they have the power to change their bill. They can offer a new bill next year that corrects what they did last year. So just from the actual what can happen, will that happen? Is that likely?
No.
Thank you. But that is possible. But that's not the option that we like the best. We think that there are better ways, and this is important for people to hear. Do not be discouraged. Okay. Trust me. As I was just saying, this is a fight that we've always been coming to, and I'm super excited. I'm so excited about this, and we've been looking forward to it. And I think what happened this week has clarified something. I think people are going to be so much more interested now in not waiting till the 2030s before anybody sees anything potentially tangible because of what happened this week. People saw this week that we have a governor who is not serious. I'm just going to say it, and I'm probably saying things that people want to say but can't say for many reasons. I'm not scared to say we have a government that's not serious. And so I think people recognize that more now and will be more open to saying, well, Chris, what else can we do that's not this?
So it sounds like, and I know you don't want to tell me, so you're probably not going to, but it sounds like we're talking about things that aren't government.
I'm going to say that is on the table too. I'm going to say that is on the table too.
All right. So it's more than one path forward.
Absolutely.
Is there any way to, in your opinion, to take, now that we have a bureau, even though you didn't want it, you don't love the exact language, to flip that and make it into something that could be useful?
Of course. That's also part of the pathways forward. Absolutely. Now keep in mind, the bureau and the agency that's one of our proposals, right? So now we want a bureau specifically for us, right? That's
and you wanted an agency,
and
not
an
a
agency,
bureau.
right? And more offices.
We talked
and
about
we can,
this.
and there are multiple ways. Listen, if the idea is to start it small and then build it up, and that's totally fine. There are multiple ways to do this. The point is that there are multiple ways to do differently and to do better. And no effort for legislation starts out like the way it's going to end up.
That's right.
At the end. Okay. It's always this. I mean, think about, all the things you see going on now federally, nationally. Some of these fights are 60, 75 years old. I mean, think about the Roe v. Wade overturning, 2 or 3 years ago. That happened in 2023. That the case was in 1970. They plotted for 60, 75 years to fix that.
I always think about like Social Security and Medicare.
Right.
They didn't start out like that.
Right.
They started out puny and they grew to be these massive infrastructure programs.
And they're fought over every year still, though. Right.
Yep,
So
that's true. Good point.
The battle. Sometimes I feel like some of us think like in like political warfare, there's an end to the war.
We wish.
Right.
Well, maybe you don't wish. I wish. It'd be nice if we just got justice and we could go chill. But
it'd be very nice.
That's not how it works.
But in this work, you only you win, and then you have to fight to protect what you won.
Yeah.
Right. So you just have another kind of fight.
Or you watch it fall.
Right. Or get taken or get vetoed.
Yeah. Chris Lodgson is our guest. We're talking reparations. It's a Freedmen Friday. We got a lot more to cover. We're going to squeeze it all in when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominic DePrima when we come forward.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in the National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number and put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Chris Lodgson is here. He's celebrating his birthday with us this morning. You said you wanted to say one more thing about the way forward.
Yeah, so I just want to put a thought out there for, so I was saying that last year, we had bills get vetoed, or one bill get vetoed and then blocked from the governor. So we didn't get what we wanted. This year, and CJEC last year was, primary co-sponsor on the bills that did not get to where we wanted them to get to. This year, bills were vetoed, but bills were vetoed. Although CJEC was not, the primary co-sponsors on those bills, because to us those bills were not reparations, right? So there is sort of a separation happening, right? And there's clearly a division and a split, right? I think that's clear. I don't necessarily think it's bad either, to be honest, but. So last year we didn't get what we wanted, and we tried it one way. This year we didn't get what we wanted, and we tried it another way. I want to put this out to the Black Caucus and to the leadership, to folks like Akila, to Isaac, and Corey, and Lola, and the leadership, right? Can we try 1 year? Maybe let's try 1 year where we all are on the same thing for something. What
like just pick one bill and everybody gets.
Is it even possible?
It is possible.
Is it? Now I think it potentially is possible. But as they say, it takes 2 to tango.
I mean, people love to, armchair quarterback on Barack Obama, but 90% of us voted for him. We know how to come together on one issue or one candidate.
I think we have. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Is it even possible? Right? I'm just putting it out there. I haven't heard this put to me from anybody. I want to be the first to put it out there. Is it possible to try 1 year? Because we tried it one way, we didn't get it.
Right.
We tried it another way, we didn't get it. Are we going to try it again? The same
I think
way
we can do it. I think it's a great
idea. Even
idea.
if this is one thing.
Do you regret backing a Saley?
No, not at all.
Really?
my goodness. No, absolutely not. I think, listen, Dominique, we need
making my head explode.
We need,
you see, the first thing he did when Trump appointed him prosecutor was overturn a guilty verdict for a sheriff who slammed a elderly black woman to the floor.
Dominique, that was horrible. Okay. I completely disagree with him on that. I think that's wrong. Absolutely wrong.
And it shows you who he is.
It shows you part of who he is, right? But he's also the person who was the only person in the legislature last year to actually put the reparations related bills on the floor of the assembly.
And then went on Fox News and said he doesn't support cash reparations.
Absolutely.
But you're fine with that.
And I completely disagree with that. I told him to his face, and we talked about the cash payments.
So y'all go harder on black people that don't want to cut the check. Is that it?
That's not fair, Dominique.
Oh,
that's not fair. That's not fair.
I try to be
that's
unfair.
not fair.
Apparently, we have to do
that's
a part
not
two.
fair. We got to do part two. We got part two. That's not fair. That's not true. It is not fair. I am so proud of the political work that our team does. I mean, think about the whole community should be proud of the people in CJEC who are standing up unapologetically, not scared of no political consequences, not scared to get not scared.
I would love to see that.
Not scared. Whether you know it or not, there are people who are fighting for you, Dominique, and me and us every single day.
Thank you.
Every single day, who are unapologetic and who are 100% laser focused on making sure that the debt is repaid and are taking no shorts. We ain't taking no short. So if you call something reparations and it ain't real reparations, we're going to say that and we're going to move on. And that's okay. This, again, as I said, was inevitable. I'm so happy that we're here. And I want the people in the family listening and watching to be encouraged. All right. Be encouraged. God is good. All right. And God has blessed us with an opportunity to do something that's never been done before. And I feel lucky to even be here. So let me stop.
I think we've got 60 seconds here. So sure. I'm just going to pass you the mic and say, how do you want to spend them, Chris Lodgson, on your birthday?
Well, man, I do want to, I mean, I kind of just want to continue this. I don't think it gets said enough and recognized enough how much people put into doing reparations and getting us to where we are right now. I mean, the thousands of hours of volunteer work. We're all volunteers, Dominique. We I'm supposed to be at work today, but we get the day off because it's my birthday, and so I drove to LA to come do this reparations radio show with you and
go to Taste the Soul and go to all these meetings and meet and greets,
and then go back and I'm one of many, and I'm not doing as much as anybody else too. Like other folks are doing other things too. So I just want to lift up our folks and our people, and those who are working directly, and also those who are not working directly but supporting online and supporting with radios and podcasts and supporting. This is the most important work that I've ever done in my life, and I want to thank you all for making that space for me to be here.
We're always going to make space. We're always going to make space for you. We're always going to make space for all the folks talking smack in the chat. Come on, step up to the microphone. My mic is your mic. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you have an incredible soul return.
Great start.
Chris Lodgson, and it's Real Reparations.
.info. Reparations.info. Sign up for info, and better way forward.
And for this one's for Ed Sanders. There's a disaster preparedness fair going on right now at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex, 5001 Obama. It's from 9:30 to 1, and they're giving out stuff too, so you might want to go by there. All right, next up we've got Carl Douglas talking OJ, talking Diddy. It's a Friday, why not? KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. California Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing back on President Trump's claim he'll send National Guard troops to San Francisco.
There's no existing protest at a federal building. There's no operation that's being impeded.